Hi and welcome to another episode. What we've got here is a power adapter, not a charger, a power adapter, two different things. As you can see, it says 12 watts, which is 1 amp where when you're doing 9 volts or something. Anyway, the point is that I've bought this for something I'm going to show you in a moment, because what I'm going to be doing is showing you a fair few things that I've purchased over the past bit, and for the life of me I can't remember if I've shown some of them. I have quickly gone over old episodes and trying to figure it out, but I don't believe I have. Anyway, purchased this off of Amazon. It's got all funny adapters and everything you can stick on the end. It's not just a particular set voltage. It has 3 volts, 4.5 volts, 5 volts, 6 volts, 7.5, 9 and 12, and it maximum can kick out is 1 amp. Little manual here, a user guide, does explain what does what. Around 5 volts it'll pump out 0.5 amps, 9 volts it'll do 0.6 amps, and 12 volts it'll do 1 amp. So there we go, that's what it says it'll do. But basically it's got to be below 1 amp on whatever you're doing anyway, because as we all know, it's mils that kills. But when it comes to amperage, it doesn't really matter if the thing that you're trying to use uses half an amp but you're pumping in 1 amp, because you'll not pump in 1 amp, you'll only pump in half an amp, because the device that is needing the power will only absorb what it needs. It's the voltage you've got to be careful about, and which the polarity is. There we go. Got to think of Doctor Who there. Right, anyway, so let's get that back in there. And the reason why I bought this, which I still haven't used for that very reason, but I have tested it into the realms of I do get a power light, which is always a good start. Let's balance everything over here and get everything in the way. There we go. Let's show it upside down. There we go. It's this. For some fans out there of a particular type of computer, will get an idea of what it's for. But it's the ProGrab 24RT Plus. RT standing for real time. And the idea is for the Amiga 600, 1200, 1200 being able to do slightly better at capturing. And you can put in composite or S-Video / S-VHS. I believe that's the same thing. I've heard some people say it's different, but I'm not so sure it is. But anyway, the power socket for it didn't come with a power supply unit, as you can guess, and so I had to figure out what it was, and I managed to find a photo that I could zoom in on and figured out that it said 5 volts. Anyway, I've plugged it in and a nice little power light comes on. So in a future video, look out for this plugged into my Amiga and see if we can actually capture some stuff, because it also came with the software 2 of. No idea why I've got 2 of, but it's version 2.60C, and it's by the Gordon Howard Computers Limited. Yeah, fingers crossed that actually works. So let's put that to the side. Then I managed to get hold of a Commodore 64 introductory audio tape. I didn't even know these things were a thing, because I never grew up with a Commodore 64. I was hunting on the famous What Junk Is Everybody Selling website, and it turned out someone was selling this. So I shall mess around, get it in a tape deck and sit and listen and fall asleep to it. But it says this tape contains hints and tips on how to get started. I've been playing around with the Commodore 64 for quite some time now, but it doesn't mean I know everything about them. Anyway, so there's that one. And this, which is the piece de resistance. I really hope I haven't shown this one before. Basically, for those that have followed the channel for quite some time and know me personally, for a long time I was chasing every single cover tape for the Crash magazine. You can just about see there in the glare. And this was one that you could purchase through sending in a leaflet and your stamp addressed envelope and your post office thingies and your checks. Anyway, you could send off for it, and I've been after it for a long time. It was ridiculously expensive compared to the other cassettes that I managed to pick up over the years, but I now believe I have every Crash tape you can get that actually has anything to do with Crash, apart from those other multi-game things, which are like Crash 1, 2 and whatever, and really that's just them saying, hey look, they believe them to be good games. I don't really think they were anything to do with Crash, but I don't have them. Maybe it's something I should get hold of. But this, as you can tell, is what was his name now? Who is it? I know it says it on that stuff. Anyway, Robin Candy's playing tips, and basically it's cheat stuff. That because for quite a few Spectrum games, it was actually possible to load in something into memory from cassette and then load the real game, and it would find the correct bit, or you had to fast forward the original loader so it would actually load up the rest of the game, but missing out the front bit, though it gets a little bit confusing. But anyway, it explains things here, and some stuff it's just peeks and pokes and all that fun stuff if you had the multi-face. But I think the whole idea with this is that you don't need a multi-face, which was a fancy gadget that plugged in at the back of the Spectrum, and you could press a button and do peeks and pokes for extra lives or more energy or all that sort of stuff. But anyway, finally managed to find it, and I realised that's probably, yeah, well, whatever. But for me, as I say, it's a nice add-on to the collection of Crash cover tapes that I have. I know it's not been exactly too exciting, this one, but this past week I've tried to do something. It failed. Tried to get my money back. I tried to do a different project. It failed. I got my money back. So I've tried to start again. Part of what I'm trying to do, let me just grab part of it. Some unplugging of cables. There we go. It's one of these. Is a iOmega zipped 250 or 250 zip drive. I had a zip drive, a basic 100 one back in the day when I was at university. I got rid of that a long time ago. But what I'm wanting to do is use this on my Windows 11 computer, which it does work. It came with a fair few. How are we? I don't want to give any personal details away because some of them actually have other people's handwriting on the stuff, but basically I got a fair few of these, which is the zip disk. Is that one with anything writing on it? No. Oh yes, it is one with writing on it. Just one moment. There we go. Here's one without any writing on. It looks like that, and the disk is inside, and this type holds 250 megabytes. They did do 3 versions, 100 megabytes, 250 and 750. Now the 750 can read the 100s, but it cannot write to them, hence why I didn't buy one of those. But anyway, the thing is that in Windows 11 I'll be able to copy stuff to here. Now I want a stock parallel port zip drive, so that I can use that on my Archimedes, and I want to try to get hold of, if that all works, I want to try to get hold of an adapter so that I can use it on my Amiga 1200. Not that it be used all of the time, but it'll be easier to shift some of the larger files and things across to the Archimedes, especially for the hard drive, because I have no digital sort of SD card way of getting things into that. I know I could put a GoTech in, but I don't want to put a GoTech in. And even then it would still be floppy sized stuff. I want to be able to shift a lot of data in one go. Hence, I should be able to do 100 megabytes. Now there's messing around with a few drivers when it comes to the Archimedes. I'm going to make a whole episode about doing that. And same with the Amiga, when I can get that up and running. The Amiga is going to go through a bit of a change over the coming months, hopefully anyway. So, you know, I have to wait for it. But you have to get a special cable, which again, I'll talk about that and everything when I get all that up and running. So I hope that brings some more interest and some like, oh, okay, this one's a bit meh. But the next ones should be able to do something. I'm playing around with the Atari ST as well. It turned out the ribbon cable inside that for the floppy drive had turned green. Why? I don't know, because everything else is perfectly fine, but it's turned green, so I needed to figure out how to fix that. I'm not so sure I'm about to put that on an episode because I've already started on it, and it seems a bit wrong to do it the wrong way. But when I do it, basically I'll talk about it in one episode, and then I'll stick some photos up on Twitter, and you can grab, or even I can send pictures through YouTube, can't I? Yes, I can do that as well. So, anyways, don't forget to check down below for the comments. Put some stuff there. It'd be really nice for some people to say stuff. But also, while you're down there, check the description for links to my Discord, to my Patreon, especially the Patreon and the Discord, definitely them too. And also click that dislike button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, just in case you do want to find out what comes out later on. But as always, happy gaming.